What's going on YouTube? ShadowFox4562 here, coming out with the deck profile today. Today we're going to be deck profiling Zing. It's a deck I've been kind of testing out and stuff, so it's coming along. It needs its new support really bad, but alright, so this is my build. Alright, so first I play 3 of the tuner, Chiwin. It's really good. You know, you can special summon. When this card is destroyed, you can special summon any monster you want from your deck that's a Zing in face-up attack or defense mode. And also, when a monster is destroyed by anything and sent to the grave, you get to use this and special summon it from the graveyard, but it's banished. It's kind of like a Plague Spreader. 3 Beyond. All of them have the floating effects, except Beyond has an additional effect. When he's used for a synchro summon, the synchro monster cannot be destroyed by battle, as long as it's on the field.
Go ahead.
3 Suwani. This is kind of your beater. And also, when it's used for the synchro summon of a synchro monster, the synchro monster gains 500 attack. 3 Bixie, best card in the deck. When this card is used for a synchro material, the synchro monster is unaffected by trap cards. And 2 of the guy that makes them unaffected by spells. Then for our other monsters, we have 2 Kree Bandit. I'm still testing this guy out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him or get rid of him, but he's been doing good so far. It gives me my creations to hand, my soul charges, and loads up my grave. 2 Masked Chameleons. It's a 1-card Baxia. Basically, you get a Suwani in the grave, and you summon this and get it back, or the Suwani back, and you go into Baxia. 2 Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. This card is amazing in this deck, just because it's so reactive to your opponent. It's not really proactive in the sense that if your opponent sits back until they can kill you, they're not going to attack you if they know what you're playing. So this guy in the grave, you can automatically destroy your cards and get pluses just pretty much by having in the graveyard. Onto the spells, we have 2 Soul Charge, absolutely needed for the deck. One card Baxia that is immune to everything. No. Triple MST. Soul Drain really hurts you. Macro hurts you. Defisher hurts you. There's just a lot of stuff that hurts this deck right now that you need to get rid of. And the deck hates macro. I mean, it's just one of those decks. 1 Dark Hole.
Possibly.
3 Zing Path. I need 2 more, so you know. But Zing Path is a really good card. You know, it's your mini Pot of Avarice. You can activate 1 per turn, target 3 Zing monsters in your grave, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 2.
Your other 2 are coming in the mail, right?
Not yet, but they will be. On the traps. Best card in the deck. Best card in the deck. Zing Creation. Whenever a Zing is destroyed, or whenever a monster is destroyed, you're allowed to special summon a Zing out of your deck. So this lets you +1 every time. 2D Prison. These are the staples. 2D Prison, 1 Bottomless, 3 Skill Drain, because you have to. It wrecks everything in the meta. Torrent, and my personal tech is 2 Needle Sealing. Just the fact that a lot of decks have to have 2 monsters on the field to go off. This card is really good just because you can summon a Zing, or you can flip up a Zing, or even if you don't have a face-up Zing on the field, if your opponent goes off and you have a face-down one, you can activate it and just destroy their entire field and then go off next turn.
Anti-Soul Charge.
Anti-Soul Charge. Onto the Synchro deck, or Extra deck, we have...
It's a Synchro deck.
It's a Synchro deck. I play 1 Formula, 1 Phonon Pulse Dragon.
Tell me about it.
Phonon Pulse? You need to run a level 4. And I feel as if a tuner is better than Armory Arm. Just because... I don't know. It can become anywhere from 1 to 3. It's really good. Just... I don't know. I feel it's better than Armory Arm right now. Eventually, I might put an Armory Arm in, but for right now, Phonon is pretty good. Armades, best synchro in the game, by far. TG Hyper Librarian, Go-Yo Guardian. I'm trying to find space for another level 6. It's probably going to be for an HTS or a Vulcan, or maybe even an Orient Dragon if this deck really takes off next format. But for now, just 1 level 6. Ancient Sacred Wyvern, Black Rose, 2 of the main synchro. 2 Baxia. This card's amazing. Its effect is when this card is synchro summoned, you can return cards from the field to the owner's deck equal to the number of Zing monsters you used for it. So if you synchro with the tuner, Suoni, and BN, you get to return 3 cards, so you +3. And then on top of that, he gains 500 attack and can't be destroyed by battle. Also, his second effect is you can destroy 1 card on your field to target 1 level 4 or lower monster in your grave and special summon it to the field. So you can destroy 1 of your Yang Zings to special summon another one, and then you get another one from the deck. And if you get if you have a creation, you can get another one out to the field. So you can essentially +3 off his effect.
Combos for days.
Combos for days. Then 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Mistworm. This would be a Trish, but we don't have it. 1 Leo and 1 Star Eater. And I don't have a side deck done for it yet because I just haven't had the time or the resources right now. But it'd be kind of like, you know, mirrors and debunks, just stuff like that.
Gotcha. So what do you like about the deck?
I like the fact that you can plus like automatically, and it can plus and it gets so many additional effects, and it self-replenishes. That's kind of something synchro decks have never had since Chaos Plant. You know, they didn't have monsters that could replenish themselves. So if you got Solid or Bottomless, you couldn't really do anything to retaliate, and you just lost out.
So what do you feel like the weaknesses of the deck are right now?
The weaknesses are, once again, the fact not being able to destroy your own monsters or relying on your opponent to do so much for you to plus. Because if your opponent doesn't do anything for you and you don't open up a Dark Hole or Torrent or Needle Ceiling, you're going to be sitting there for turns, and that's going to allow your opponent to set up to the point where you can't come back.
What's ironic?
Gotcha. All right, cool deal.
So, all right, this is Shadow Fox 4562 signing out.